So then, a little while ago, that's probably putting it lightly. Remember Fusion University, the North American Contenders team that used to roll North America, let's be honest. They ended up leaving North America and dropping the Fusion Uni name, becoming T1 in the Korean region. T1 are actually doing quite well these days, although it was a slow start back in the early days of them moving over to Korea. But Fusion University was obviously no longer around, another one of those academy teams from the Overwatch League to unfortunately pass away, shall we say. There are not many academy teams of the Overwatch League teams left. Notably, obviously, British Hurricane are still in the European region. Uprising Academy still exist, but that's it. In the Western regions, anyway, you have to move over towards China and Korea to find the academy teams of the Seoul Dynasty, which is Gen G, of Hangzhou Spark, Bilibili Gaming, of Shanghai Dragons, Team CC, etc. So there's still academy teams around, but they generally tend to be in the Asia region. But this time we have a return. Yes, Fusion University is back, but Fusion University looks much, much different to what it used to. Why am I creating a video on it? Because, well, it's Philly Fusion's B team, basically. I mean, I don't know how else I can put this. This is basically Philly Fusion's B team. We know that Philadelphia Fusion have got significant issues with getting some of their players to Korea to play with them in this season in the East region. And so, they're currently stuck either in North America or in Europe and cannot play. They have been stuck there for a while, and of course they want to keep playing. So, now we see a new Fusion University roster comprised of those players and a few additions to make it competitive. And they are going to compete in the EU Contenders region. This is very significant. So Fusion Uni, when you think about it, Fusion's academy teams have now competed in pretty much every region. They've competed in Korea, they've competed in North America, now they're going to EU, and I'm telling you now that this roster will be very, very good. Let's take a look at the Fusion University class of 2021, who are going to be starting in EU Contenders trials because academy teams do not have to go through the open division qualifying for EU Contenders trials, simply because they're academy teams. Plus, some of these players are still Overwatch League players, and so they cannot compete in open division. It's not allowed. So they have to go straight to Contenders trials at the very least. And that's why they are going to be on an academy team and nothing else. So, let's take a look at this Fusion Uni team. It has a lot of British influence. That's to say the least. So, first of all, their head coach, I believe, is going to be Christopher. Christopher is still allianced with the Philadelphia Fusion, will still be a coach for them once he can get to Korea and join up with them. He's going to have assistance from Cruz, the ex-Overwatch League support player and Team UK player as well. Cruz was previously with Toronto and Paris Eternal back in the day as well. Cruz is no longer in the league, but it's good to see him back on the grind, but in a coaching role this time. This Contenders team will have an all-British support line. It will have Boombox on the flex support, and it will have Funny Astro on the main support. Funny Astro coming back to the EU Contenders region. Last time he was there, he was with British Hurricane, and he dominated. Funny Astro will again dominate. He is still one of the best main supports in the world, and he is now on an EU Contenders team. This is going to be rough for the EU Contenders people that have to go up against them. This is going to be so rough, and I kind of feel sorry for them, but that is a really good support line. Their tank line. Obviously, their off-tank is going to be Poco, another one of the Philadelphia Fusion players that cannot make it currently to Korea. Poco has been a very massive part of the Fusion journey throughout its history, pretty much. And Poco, that French line of the off-tank play is fantastic. Fantastic diva player. Poco is going to be great no matter what. Main tank player, this is where we venture away from the Overwatch League. This is Jacaro19. Jacaro19 has been at the very top of the EU ladder recently. Jacaro19 has had a lot of history in the Tier 2 scene with Uprising Academy most recently. I also know Jacaro19 through Illusion. I won't say any more than that. But Jacaro19 is a fantastic main tank player. And also, considering the meta we are in right now, Jacaro19's best hero is probably Winston. So that is really, really good. I expect a lot of double bubble from this team, and I think that'll be really, really good. That's not something we see a massive amount of in the EU region, but Jakari 19 will be great on anything he plays. So, that brings us towards the DPS. Obviously, one DPS, this is going to be Shockwave. Shockwave, another one of those people that cannot make it to the Philly Fusion team right now. Recently signed from obviously the Vancouver Titans. Shockwave had a fantastic season last season, and it's great to see him playing again. Shockwave may actually be one of the weaker parts of this roster, believe it or not. Depends how he turns up. Then we have the other DPS. This is Gialli. This is a name change because this is what used to be called Sugar Free. So this is Sugar Free back competing in the Overwatch scene once again. Sugar Free was very much hyped, and we will see quite how they do. But I don't think anyone can take away from the fact that this roster is stacked to the hilts when you look at it. Like, my goodness me. This could be an Overwatch League team, couldn't it? At the end of the day, this could be an Overwatch League team. It may not do as well as the current Philly Fusion team does, but my goodness me, this could be an Overwatch League team and it would do quite well, in my opinion. It will probably do better than London Spitfire. I'm not going to lie. How will this do in the European region? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? The current kings are new kings. They've done very well. British Hurricane were the month before that. This team, I expect to win. They will go in as favourites. With the sheer amount of quality they've got, it cannot be understated. It cannot be overstated. These guys will be favourites to win EU Contenders. Will they win EU Contenders? We never know. But it's going to be one hell of a fight between people like British Hurricane and Fusion Uni. Imagine that. That's going to be one hell of a fight. But I think Fusion Uni they're gonna pace this region possibly. It's going to be quite rough. We are going to see some features from this team. So their next 4 matches, I believe, are Disaster, Raspberry Racers, Oldham Board, and Fourth Dimension in Contenders Trials. That's going to be super interesting, but they should probably sweep all these teams. I'd be very, very, very surprised if they didn't, considering the quality they've got. They're doing it in ET times, which is a little bit annoying. They should translate it to EU times as well, but it's about 5 PM. Just tune into the Contenders Trials broadcasts. Hopefully they are broadcasted. If not, keep up with the Fusion Uni Twitter. These players that are on Fusion Uni, so when we're looking at the likes of Funny Astro, Shockwave, Poco, and Christopher, obviously as coach, they are still contracted to the Philadelphia Fusion. And Philadelphia Fusion released a statement saying that as soon as they can, they will transfer them to Korea, and they will be part of that team. But right now that's not possible with the visa issues. We believe that EQO has now joined up with the Philadelphia Fusion, which is very, very good. But these players are still not with them, and this gives them the chance to play, stay sharp, and keep moving forward until the time at which they can go back to that team. The question will be, once that happens, it obviously leaves behind Sugar Free, Jelly, Jakari 19, Boombox, and Cruz. We don't know what will happen there, whether Fusion Uni will just disband again after the issues with the visas are sorted, or whether Fusion Uni will continue to be a thing in the EU Contenders. It kind of gives them a trial run, I suppose, and an idea to see if they can actually make this viable. But I think this is worth making a video on, because this gives you the full update on what's happening with the Fusion Uni and the Philadelphia Fusion roster and the players that aren't currently there. I'm not expecting to see these players feature for Philadelphia Fusion anytime soon, because if they're making a move like this, bringing back Fusion Uni and everything to do this, I'm expecting them not to feature. So to go over these fixtures, they will play Disaster today at 2 PM EST. So for my time, that's UK time. You add 5 onto that, so that's about 7 PM BST today. They will play Disaster. You should see this video before then. If not, go back watch. Then tomorrow, May the 25th at 3:30 EST, they will play Raspberry Racers. That'll be at 8:30 PM BST. At the same time, so 3:30 EST, 8:30 PM BST, they will play Oldham Board on May the 26th. That is 2 days' time, that's Thursday. And then lastly, for their trials run, May the 27th, they will play against Fourth Dimension. This will be at 2 PM EST. Again, that'll be at 7 PM BST. 8 PM in Europe. So that's your lowdown on Fusion Uni. That's your lowdown on what's happening with those absentee Philadelphia Fusion players. I wish them all the best in their run for the EU. Not sure they're gonna need it because I think they're gonna roll, but we will see, won't we? It's gonna be super interesting to see what happens. But I'm gonna leave it here for this one. So, also, before I do my outro, the OWL reaction video to this week's fixtures is coming. I am having problems with getting footage for the background of it right now. That's why it's not coming out today. It'll come out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Hit the bell if you want to make sure that you get to know that as soon as possible. But for now, all of the socials are linked in the video description for Illusion Gaming and myself. Give them a follow, join the Discords, and everything else. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you'd like to give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. See you then.